Ready here for the first round of semifinals. We have Blue Scuti versus AkAtu. Got a thumbs up and they can start this round in 3, 2, 1. Tetris!
Tetris! All right, AkAtu versus Blue Scuti. Definitely a match to watch out for, especially since AkAtu recently took Blue Scuti's overall score world record. So these are definitely two titans duking it out.
Tetris!
Oh my.
And we got Blue Scuti and AkAtu playing some Game Boy Tetris.
Thank goodness we have you to contextualize that.
Right? What would you do without me?
Have far fewer heart attack complications. I don't know. Have way fewer gray hairs. Blue Scuti playing fast here. 72,000 points already. Of course, compared to AkAtu's 25,000. AkAtu, though, playing without pushdown again here.
Blue Scuti, a black void today. Reaching us from the depths of his room.
That's how he gets into his competitor's head.
If you look at his mom's screen name, it is I divide by 0, and this is what happens when you divide by 0, is you give birth to eldritch horrors that are in fact just black voids.
But also really, really good at Tetris.
Oh, and that dirty Tetris halfway up the board for Scuti. 111,000. AkAtu's 50,000. Again, not sure if it's unintentional or a slip of the finger, but he does have a pushdown point, it looks like. Whether or not that will work in AkAtu's favor, we'll have yet to see.
This, of course, a match that a lot of people have been wanting to see is Blue Scuti versus AkAtu.
Yes.
Next, we need to see Blue Scuti on an emulator where he can roll, and then take all of the roadblocks off, and see what these players can do. But that's not what we do here with CTWC. This is OG hardware, tippity tapping on those old units.
Scuti's, of course, switching away from his typical Game Boy Color, which his mom first gave to him when he started the scene on, and moving to a classic DMG with a beautiful IPS screen mod, which we do allow for competitions. And it gives that nice zest to all the color enhancements on the screen.
Yes, that screen mod does not affect the gameplay, so...
Yeah.
How finicky is a Game Boy capture? Not finicky at all, actually. Nope. The capture devices we use for this is really quite solid. It's called the Game Boy Interceptor, and if you want to play some OG Game Boy games, especially Tetris, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just a Type-C cable to your computer there. Blue Scuti playing quite high up here.
Yep.
Sitting at 81,000, I believe.
Oh,
Hard to see that number with the
Yeah, 182 it looks like.
contrast there.
weird choice on that J piece, but clears out easily with the long bar. Yeah, 188,000 looks like.
Yeah, Scuti showing no fear at those heights.
And slipping into 200,000 at 95 lines there. AkAtu, meanwhile, 51 lines, 150. Sorry, 114,000 points. Apologies for the cough there. Gunter saying, and with both SNES players getting eliminated, now it's only the true Game Boy players playing on their Game Boomers.
Yeah, I remember back in the Scuti mentioning that he had to jerry-rig his setup with some duct tape earlier. And that's the way I used to do it, duct taping a cell phone camera from the ceiling, hovering in front of my face above the Game Boy, which is how we started when we founded the community here. And that's the way we liked it. Till those fancy interceptors caught onto the scene.
That's right. The Game Boy Tetris community has come a long way, unlike Andrew's tournament play.
No.
Wow.
I had to get one in.
I know.
Blue Scuti playing really well in terms of pace and in terms of lines. This is very far ahead in both regards at this point, but well, not in pace, but in score rather. But AkAtu keeping it cool, playing from the back.
AkAtu not in his signature all-black ninja outfit today.
No, unfortunately.
He's on his day off.
Scuti crossing the 300,000 point mark.
Very good at 137. Definitely where you want to be, heading towards those faster levels there.
That long bar
some
dependency.
trash RNG though.
Oh no. It's really high up, but he can get out. Can burn.
Oh, that bar is going to be helpful.
Yep. Follow with the O piece. Taking him where he can get him now.
Oh, and that's going to open the well up.
Still got that long bar dependency to clear out. Wondering if he's going to do it. Yep. Oh, it does it with the double. Nice skim there, and he's opened back up. Still with the long bar dependency, but not as bad. Gonna burn it out pretty pleased on this end.
Hacks it down.
And does take the triple just so you can get back into a scoring position here.
Blue Scuti is just such a wild play style.
Ooh, bit of a slide there on that S block. Gonna cost him some score. Shouldn't spell too much trouble for him with how fast he plays, though.
AkAtu, though, taking the pace advantage, it'll take a while to tell whether if that pace will be maintained. But as far as it goes right now, AkAtu is playing a lot higher in terms of points per line. Ooh.
Scuti very high up now.
Yep. And the speed is no longer something you can forget about.
Another rotation misdrop there. Long bar's gonna do him some favors. Get it over to clear it. Double sequence long bar. Clears it, but he's got a lot of dependencies in the middle. Oh, and that dirty Tetris is gonna bring him down. where he can stabilize it again. Scuti is, of course, our last best hope for the North American continent. Drops out of this one, it will once again go to Europe. Let's hope he can keep it under control. With that dirty Tetris, going to help him out again. Right in the nick of time.
It's so intense that the camera is struggling to stay focused.
Doesn't even believe what it's seeing right now.
The camera may be struggling to focus, but Scuti sure isn't as he hits 400,000 points, heading towards that level 20 transition.
Yeah, it's not a particularly impressive level 20 transition, but
no.
You know, we're hitting level 20. Blue Scuti's clear. He can take off the he can just
stop pressing down.
I don't know where that sentence was going, but he's really good at level 20.
Scuti, good, play fast. Yeah.
Good, play fast, tap much, piece, right place, Tetris, long bar.
Tetris boy, good at game, can possible win.
AkAtu, meanwhile, transitioning at 229,000. Definitely a respectable transition.
Yep. Over 100 lines between them, though, so this is going to be a hell of a chase down for AkAtu if he can pull it off. But again, these are some of our highest ranking players in Game Boy Tetris history.
I love that they managed to transition at the same time, but to the two different transitions.
Yeah, I don't think we've had that before. Most players are so eager, but it's like, hey, if you want the chase down, and that just seems to be AkAtu's more preferred style of play in this one. You never know where they deal with the pressure differently on that.
Well, sometimes it's just what you gotta do. Take it cool, play it smart.
Tony giving a shout out to the all-Canadian commentary cast. Thank you, Tony. We're happy to do it. If we can't, play good Tetris, then we got to do something. So,
you know what they say? If you can't beat them, talk about them.
Yeah. Oh, we talk about them. We talk about them.
Oh, a bit of trouble here for Scuti. He does top out 569,000, giving AkAtu a target to shoot for.
Yep.
One of those blank and you miss them top outs that can happen.
This is where it might make sense for AkAtu's chase down at this point. He knows the goal now, and all he's got to do is just methodically play towards it.
That's right. Just got to get 580,000 to take the win here.
Very interesting to see all these different players' strategies that they come up with, especially in competition style play, even as opposed to the regular style play. Like AkAtu is a notorious pushdown player when he's going for records or league play or something like that, but in the competition he takes his time and he just knows what he has to go for. As Tony pointed out in the chat, that's a gauge of where you can dial your aggression at. So sometimes it does work in your favor. Scuti appropriately naming his score.
Coincidentally, that's exactly how you spell applesauce if you spell it with just A's. I don't expect anyone to get that reference. AkAtu coming up on the 300,000 mark here. Slides into it with a Tetris. It's a long road to 570,000, so we'll see if he can make it there. He did have that that unexpected top out in the earlier levels earlier today.
Thanks to all the new viewers tuning in. This is our third World Championship for the Game Boy Tetris CTWC GB tournament. If you want to join our community, there's a link in the chat right now. You can also go to tinyurl.com/GB-Tetris, bottom right of the screen. And yeah, we love new players. As you can see, literally anything can happen in these competitions. And, you know, if it's something you want to work towards to get into a new scene, then we'd love to have you.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out for me. A year ago, I didn't even know this scene existed until I saw last year's championships, and this year I made a very brief appearance in the top 16, and now I'm commentating like crazy. AkAtu has 150,000 points left and plenty of time with which to do it. Goes for the flat burn.
Beniamino38 in the chat asking, is there any reason to play fast? It really depends. It comes down to, yes, you do get a little bit of points, push down points from it. Not that much, but it's more to preference. I mean, you got players who roll like AkAtu and Scuti who are used to, you know, kill screens elsewhere. So when you play that fast normally and that's what you're apt to, then it's just really a personal preference. It helps you dial in and focus on those instincts.
Yeah, it's mostly about comfort.
Yeah, some players do marginally well, more so under the pressure of being fast. Same as Euro Kriska, as Turo points out in the chat.
Yeah, AkAtu would prefer it if we did all 9 heart starts, which, you know, we are going to be looking into doing faster starts on next year's CTWC. We need to do some testing on that in our Discord tournaments to find the right balance there between level 9 starts and heart level starts.
It is something we do, however, in the league. So if you see any of the league matches that are either self-restreamed or on our GB Tetris Twitch channel, you will see some faster level starts. 9 is, however, the classic traditional level start because it is the fastest way you can start Game Boy Tetris in terms of scoring specifically. Heart mode does not affect the score, so for getting high scores, 9 starts are the way to go without modifications. AkAtu into level 20 now has only 30,000 to go. That's a little over a Tetris.
About 40,000 to go, actually, because he does need to hit 570,000.
Right.
AkAtu looks like he was looking for the Tetris there. Decides to plug it up.
A Tetris would do it at this point. Oh. Apparently my T is becoming audible in the mic. I apologize, but Tony seems to be vibing, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, we can hear the spoon clinking around here and there. AkAtu
Tetris and T ASMR.
Just 20,000 points left to go. Doesn't seem to be in much trouble, so this should be easy to just pull in.
As you can see, despite the slow demeanor in the start, he clearly has no problem when he's got his goal set, pumping it out where he needs to later on in the game at these high-level speeds. Some players just go for broke right at the start, and some players just wait for it.
Double bringing him up. Just needs 5,000 more points.
It's easily line-outable. Richard Wolf saying CTWC should switch to 9 starts on NES. Yes, I think... I don't think anyone would complain about that.
And that does do it, AkAtu. You can top out.
GG's.
All right, and that first point goes to AkAtu. You know, the rocket going up at the end of the game can be annoying sometimes, but I also find it's nice to just have a little reset when you finish a game, especially when you're playing at level 20. Just a forced chill out for like 30 seconds.
There we go. And if both players are ready for the next round, we can get some thumbs up. Thumbs up there from AkAtu. 2 of them even. We call that AkAtu thumbs up. Oh my god, AkAtu has grown 2 extra arms with 2 extra thumbs.
Whoa!
What is this new development we're seeing on the Tetris scene?
And we just need a thumbs up here from Scuti.
Well, the thing is, it's AkAtu plus Hep2.
They can start in 3, 2, 1. Tetris!
Tetris!
Richard Wolf asking if it's tournament legal to have 4 thumbs. It's not something we've discussed, so there's currently no rules against it.
That's true, that's true. AkAtu starting off with the right well. NES playing Maverick.
Sets himself up for a little low tuck there. Scuti taking a different path this time, not pushing down, playing a little bit more carefully here.
I'm just wondering what is going to happen if AkAtu and Hepta make it to the finals against each other. Are they just going to say, forget Tetris, and then just go for a beer to settle their differences? Like, what's the goal there if they're in the same rig?
I'm thinking Tetris boxing.
Yeah, just fisticuffs for the world title. Living room boxing. Pillow fight.
I think it should work like chess boxing, where there's alternating rounds of Tetris and fist-to-fist combat.
Where's the blow-high shark? I just want to see him beat AkAtu over the head repeatedly.
Gunter saying a fight with Tetramino-shaped weapons.
Scuti playing much more relaxed than usual.
Tetramino-shaped weaponry just sounds like Minecraft.
It basically is. Both players completely neck and neck there. Both were at 49,800 for a second. AkAtu, of course, getting a Tetris, bringing him up to 62,000.
Nice little delayed burn from Blue Scuti.
Beautiful skin there.
Yeah, both these players neck and neck, separated by a matter of 11 pushdown points in 0 lines.
Scuti playing really high up, but being very careful about not misdropping. He's taken notice from the other game. There was quite a few last-second micro-adjustment misdrops, it looks like, especially on rotations. Taking extra special care not to cause any of those this game. It is looking to pay off.
Wow, this is the slowest I've seen Blue Scuti play, maybe ever.
Yeah, that's true.
In the chat, tech support going on, figuring out how it will work if AkAtu and Hepta end up playing each other, seeing as they're in the same room. Blue Scuti pulling into a very slight lead.
Yeah, sitting at 110,000 here to AkAtu's 99,000. Both players with some odd stacks going on.
I was thinking, if you don't take pushdown points, the mind can wander, or you can decide to get experimental. There's various ways in which playing slow can get a little crazy if you're not careful. Scuti Tetris ready. AkAtu with some digging to do. I don't know about y'all, but this is a little nerve-wracking.
Everybody going nuts in the chat over the AkAtu Hepta comment I made. It was a joke, guys. They got it under control. Calm down. They'll figure it out. They got to win first, so let's get to that point.
For AkAtu to win, he has to deal with the situation on his board.
Long bar is going to help. Followed by that J piece. Scuti playing really uncharacteristically, has a good stack going on, but just the fact that he's not going to level 11 on aggression.
Yeah, Scuti by this point you'd usually expect to be in like level 15 already.
Yeah.
That's down a nice little Tetris there for 155,000 points compared to AkAtu sitting at 131. So the slow pace does seem to be working out for Scuti.
AkAtu also with a good pace though, not, a few thousand points behind, but this is still neck and neck.
Nice double tuck there from Scuti. Those two dependencies, though, aren't doing him any favors, but he'll quickly solve that with this long bar.
Still two dependencies, though.
Yep.
Oh,
that's what he was avoiding this whole time.
And that
Wow,
misdrop, he will need to get his matrix down a little bit
Yeah.
before he can throw a line piece in there.
There's the long bar for the Tetris. That'll help.
You notice the way the line piece spawned flat, he had to really whip it to the side to make sure it didn't get caught on that hang.
No fear, though. He still keeps going for his stack, even though he was in that quandary there. He could have easily burned that out in a couple burns, but he just takes the tuck and then keeps moving on with it. This one he's going to have to do quite a bit of cleanup to get out. Maybe some good skims. Opts for a T-spin. There it is.
AkAtu on the brink of 200,000 at 87 line.
Yeah.
Blue Scuti at 174,000, also 87 lines. No pushing down with these players except for those 15 push down points on Scuti's side.
If AkAtu could manage to get just 15... If AkAtu can manage to get just 15 pushdown points...
He might have it.
$15 is just like one really good solid push down.
The nerve and the skill it takes to get exactly 15 in the perfect push down. We've seen it from AkAtu before, but just I don't know if he can pull it off this match.
Not that he needs to. He's crossed 206,000 at 95 lines, a good 20,000 points ahead of Blue Scuti, who just transitioned here at 180. Scuti does have a wonderful board, though. A little high, but nothing you can't handle, and the bar comes.
Another Tetris, simul Tetris, 208 to 230. Players in level 10 speed, picking it up now. Here's where the points are really going to come in handy.
Blue Scuti has not really been pushing down, but he has been in all these really high digs, which has led to him being that 15 lines ahead. Things will start speeding up in a little bit now.
Blue Scuti hitting level 12 at 250,000 points, a little bit behind in pace here.
AkAtu making a fabulous slope with his double well burn. Bringing it in for the right side Tetris. 256, taking a slight lead. Well ahead on pace points, though, and keeping it up.
Scuti about to get into level 13. 13 is when it starts to feel less like sit and think Tetris and more like, you know, play and react Tetris. If that makes sense to anyone.
Level 13 is when Scuti stops doing his homework and actually starts playing the game seriously from that point.
Yes.
I forgot I'm in a Tetris World Championship. Better start obliterating my opponent now.
Yeah, Scuti's been playing with one hand and doing homework with the other.
In between petting the kitty on the head.
Yes.
AkAtu level 12 sitting at 301,000 points. Still about 20,000 points ahead of Scuti.
Real good transitional score from AkAtu there. Players keeping their boards really well under management, getting the most points they can get.
Scuti pulling ahead. 5,000 points ahead now.
He is almost now exactly 20 lines ahead, though. Make that 16.
Looks like this is really going to come down to that level 20 play, possibly even with a photo finish between these two players.
Both of them are very capable of putting on the aggression at level 20. Yeah. And honestly, I want to see it. I want to see them get there, and I want to see them going all out for Tetris.
Just in contrast to this slow ruse, once they turn on the gas, it's going to get intense. It's really going to be anybody's game at that point.
Tolstoy hopes the players have their batteries charged.
Scuti getting a burst, and it tops them out at 363,000, it looks like.
That does give AkAtu the second game. AkAtu, you can top out.
Last Tetris. There it is. Right into 400k. Topping out. Taking the game.
Earning a fist bump from Hepta.
Yeah, those bursts coupled with the droughts right at the end there just led to Scuti's undoing. Couldn't quite make it out.
Yeah, it was a sticky situation for sure, but AkAtu is 2 up, but he's against Blue Scuti, so you really never know.
Blue Scuti gonna need a reverse sweep in order to bring this back here. We got thumbs up from AkAtu. Scuti, are you ready for the next match? He is. They can start off in 3, 2, 1. Tetris! Blue Scuti's grandpa in the chat saying, "Say it ain't so." Hoping for that reverse sweep there from the grandson.
Now we're back to push down from Scuti. He's got his mojo back. Kicking to overdrive right out the gate. High tuck there from Hepta. The dirty Tetris from Scuti giving him the slight lead, 15,000. Hepta's 12,000 sitting. Another follow-up Tetris from Scuti, bring him up to 27k.
Scuti dabbled with playing nice and slow. This time he's going more in between. It's not as breakneck as some of his other games, but definitely back to pushing down.
Yep. Now he's got to be careful because he knows AkAtu's strategy of playing that chase down methodically on this. So, but he really just wants that quick lead, so he has it in the bank, and then he can just coast from there, getting points later on in the higher speeds as an added bonus to that. Will it be enough though for AkAtu?
Only time will tell.
Hepta in the chat debating whether he should get some batteries before the store closes.
That's why I'm always using my trusty rechargeables from a brand that does not sponsor me.
What was the one from last year? Pound Town batteries?
Yeah.
Ooh, kind of a funny looking board from from Blue Scuti. Clears out pretty easily. That's one of those situations where the high-level players will make moves that look a little weird, look really messy, but often it's strategic because it's faster to clear if you know what you're doing.
We've got the contrast between the left and right wells. Both players pretty much just stacking to their own strats, but it's working well for both of them equally. Very interesting to see in contrast.
Blue Scuti is on a pace to transition around 230 or so.
Yeah, MJ in the chat pointing out that it is affecting Scuti's score right now, but again, Scuti is one of those players that's much more comfortable playing at the high level speeds, focusing purely on his instincts and his skill where he can with those high pace. Again, he plays actively on kill screens and was the first human to crash the NES Tetris game. So we know this is right in his element. Gotta really work to your skills when you're in these competitions like that.
Yeah. And Blue Scuti, well, his main skill is Tetris.
Blue Scuti right now sitting at double the lines and double the score, so roughly the same pace between these players.
Waiting for AkAtu's board to clean up a little. Gets the Tetris. Well, no, that's going to be a triple.
Could set it up here for a dirty Tetris. Decides to just throw an O-block in there and burn it out.
Yeah, much smarter, I think. Ooh, clever adjustment for the O piece. Setting up that tuck over on the far left.
Very nice. Really clean stacking from both players. Excellent sloping skills. Very good utilization of those double wells.
Blue Scuti passed the 200,000 point mark almost at transition. AkAtu only halfway there.
Opt for the burn with that long bar dependency filling out. One more Tetris ready. And there it is. We'll bring him up to 231,000 by level 100 exact transition.
AkAtu pretty much exactly halfway to Scuti's score and halfway to his line. So in true score, this is neck and neck, but you never know what can happen, especially with that kind of line disparity.
This is really where Scuti goes full throttle, bangs out those points, going as quickly as possible for that 500k transition into level 20, and then he's right at home. But of course, AkAtu, again, he knows with his pace where he has to be at, and he'll wait for it. Nice T-spin there.
Oh, Scuti taking the Tetris instead of resolving a dependency. And that's leading to some slowdown stacking here.
Double long bar dependency on the side. Might opt for some kind of a dirty Tetris setup there. No, couldn't get it out. Efficient burn though, open up as well.
Excellent burns there from Scuti, getting him Tetris ready again. Sitting at 275,000. This is to AkAtu's 144,000. Ooh, a misdrop there on that Z piece by Blue Scuti.
Ouch. Nothing he can't handle, but he's really got to be careful. Again, he needs that reverse sweep. And those last second rotations and micro adjustments are what led to his undoing in the last one, so he's really going to watch that.
Yeah, it's not going
Very
to
well.
hurt him in terms of survivability, but it will hurt him in terms of pace, having to burn all of this out now.
Nice double skim there, opening it up. That long bar, coupled with this L piece, will do it.
Those, of course, are the types of mistakes that AkAtu's trying to avoid by playing slow.
Yeah. And it's been working for him. He's got very respectable pace going on.
Blue Scuti hitting the 300,000 mark. Almost 150 lines. AkAtu way back at 80 lines, but has a really good score for that point, 180,000. That's, it's not the most tremendous you'll ever see, but it is definitely respectable.
So we have just Wobbert in the chat pointing out a discrepancy from before that we have to correct. So Finland is in fact not the country with the most max outers per capita. According to the data on Nestra's max out list, the top country for maxers is Iceland per capita.
I do believe that's for NES, though. Do we have anyone in Game Boy from Iceland? That would be...
I feel like we did. I just don't recall who.
I mean, that would be fun.
None in the CTWC GB, that's for sure. Svavar is from Iceland, but I don't believe he's he's done competition with GB Tetris. Yeah, he definitely plays it. He doesn't play competitively though. Scuti switching over to the center wheel Tetris strat there, taking the burns with homage to Euro Kriska.
389,000 here to AkAtu's 204, now 216.
Ooh.
AkAtu looking for that 250,000 transition. But I think the max he can get is 240.
Yes, at level 9, Tetrises are worth 12,000.
Scuti narrowly avoiding those last second micro adjustment misdrops there once again. Really got to dial it in. He's skimming and burning very well for these center wheel Tetrises, and it's working in his favor for the most part. He goes into 420,000 points for his 18 score.
And he is on the second to fastest speed in the game.
So this is either where it's going to be his undoing, or he's really going to shine. Can't quite get that 500k transition is what the top level players are shooting for in these competitions. But once it's level 20 and the chips are down, he's definitely going to go for it.
Meanwhile, AkAtu did get a 230 level 10 transition, so slightly ahead of where Blue Scuti transitions. So I would call that neck and neck of early game pace.
Being this is
Blue
the match
Scuti, of course, in late game now.
Yeah, so this is where we're going to see those crazy moves that Scuti's been known to pull off. And it's going to be Tetris City. Yep. We've kind of seen this as this is the possible match point for AkAtu. Scuti's really going to hammer out. He's going full KO Ken right now, and he's just giving it all he's got. Will it pay off for him just enough, though?
He knows that AkAtu wants to find out what that score's going to be and then chase it down, so he's just doing his best to set the bar as high as he can.
And this is what Scuti's been waiting for all day, I expect.
Now he's in 500k territory, so now, and he's getting Tetris after Tetris after Tetris. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes 80% Tetris rate at this point.
That one brings him up to 563,000.
Yep, he's got that 300 line cap to contend with.
It's so funny watching these two streams next to each other, how slow AkAtu's pieces are in comparison to Blue Scuti's.
Yeah, it looks like one is fast forwarded, but it's the actual live playstyle. And this is exactly in Scuti's comfort zone. This is what he's used to, and this is what he's been playing for years. setting those world records.
And it's showing in this gameplay.
Yep. Had to opt for that trouble, but he's still Tetris ready. Where's that long bar in a bit of a drought? Burning perfectly. Can't play too aggressive. He has to take those triples if he's in a drought, which it looks like he's in a very serious drought right now. Long bar has to be coming up. And there it is. Gets it for the Tetris, bringing him up to 655,000 points. Tetris ready again. He still has over 50 lines to go.
Ooh, misdrop on that Z block. And he does top out there.
That was too much.
655. Hell of a score to beat, and AkAtu's coming up.
AkAtu gonna need 656,000 here.
Yep. Totally doable for AkAtu. He knows the chase down yet again, but even still, we've only had a handful of level 600,000s for the day. So he's really got to focus in.
Unfortunately, those back-to-back droughts were the end of Scuti there.
Yep. Had he not hit that, coupled with that last-second misdrop, he could have been easily into 700, 800,000 territory.
Still, with a 300 cap, 650 it's a really nice score. So we'll see what AkAtu can do. It's definitely within AkAtu's skill set, but we still have to get there.
Now this is where it'll show if AkAtu's strategy pays off yet again, consistency-wise. Was it the right decision, or will it get met with an unfortunate possible misdrop, or will the speed get too high up on his board? Depends how he's going to stack this out here with his matrix. And he keeps the consistency up. Takes those tucks where he needs them. Keeps the double well open. Very nice, efficient burns. Definitely the potential to get in the 500k territory by his transition, which he'll definitely need to get up there. Unless he clutches it out with that level 20 play. Another Tetris, bringing him back. We'll push him over to 405,000. Very, very efficient stacking from AkAtu. Very impressive.
One of the things we'll have to watch out here for is fatigue, because when you're playing this slow, you still are undergoing the same amount of fatigue per minute, we'll say. So it's definitely a bit of a stamina battle. Keep that pace up the entire time.
It is, but AkAtu's been known for some really long, deep runs. Has had multi-thousand line games, so we'll see where this goes.
There's also the time zone difference. We did have a bit of a late start there, so it's quite later for AkAtu than it is for Scuti. So he's also contending with the fatigue of just the time of day it is.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
AkAtu getting through that drought, getting his Tetris here now, seemingly in another drought.
Yep.
Ooh, and gets the long bar at the wrong time.
Hence with that single and double burn open again. There's the next Tetris. Coming up on that 200 line transition. Possibly in position for the 500k transition. Maybe not with that double burn. And he's keeping his double well open on that, just playing it safe because he knows it's coming down to the 200 line transitional playstyle.
And this is a semifinal match, so this will determine who will end up in the finals.
Ooh.
Misdrop on that O block there.
Can't utilize the T-spin either. Takes the Tetris. Not quite into level 20 scores, but does get the 500k transition that he needed.
This is going to be rough, though.
Board. Yeah. This is a messy board.
Oh my goodness, can he do this?
Micro adjustment. What's he going to choose?
Oh, and misdrop does top him out at 520, giving Blue Scuti the point. Scuti is still in this.
Yep.
If we can get a board clear from Scuti here.
It almost felt like a gamble from both of their parts. Scuti just hammering out the highest score possible as soon as possible. AkAtu banking on that level 20 play, but again, high enough, and if you get that just that one misdrop in a bad piece sequence, it can work against you, even with that safe strat.
That's one of the things that these faster speed players have to look out for, is when they're playing without pushdown, you know, you're not adjusted to those faster speeds of level 20. So when it arrives, it can make you choke hard.
Not just so much with that, but it's just sometimes the misdrop that'll take you out right at the top there. You're just not anticipating that, even if you can contend with the higher speeds. We got a thumbs up from AkAtu.
We got a thumbs up from AkAtu, and can we get one from Scuti? And he is ready. We can start off round number 4 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris.
Similar style strats as last one. Very interesting. So we got Scuti going full hammer down, just playing as Blue Scuti plays. AkAtu setting up those nice, slow, pretty as you please tucks. Very clean stack.
It is also worth noting that these players do not have same piece sets. We do not quite have the infrastructure to accommodate that at this level. So we will see different situations develop for these players.
Yeah, this is a stock Game Boy, just cartridge right out of the pack. So it's total random RNG on that by the true sense of the word. And especially with Game Boy RNG, which is arguably one of the most brutal ones.
Fresh out of the box 36 years ago.
Yeah. We went back in time, plucked one out. That's what
we keep things classic here in CTWC GB.
Probably for the first time now, kind of losing control of that beautiful clean stack that he's been maintaining this whole time. Bringing it out very well though. Get rid of the garbage. I've also noticed AkAtu not going for very many dirty Tetrises, rather in favor of just keeping a perfect stack going with this slow style play.
AkAtu was pushing down there for a second.
Yep, we got the score to prove. Again, could have been a slip of the wrist.
No, there was definitely some intentional pushing down happening there. You don't get 81 by accident.
Is that a bit of ninja AkAtu slipping through the cracks? Are we seeing a resurgence of the ninja himself? Scuti, meanwhile, double the lines over there, now over 100,000.
Yeah, Scuti with a much better pace here.
Within the first minute and a half. Very high up, very dangerous though. Again, this is what Scuti was trying to avoid, but he gets those lucky touches right at the bottom. Nothing you can't handle, it looks like. Now, Scuti also
throws that down and then throws down another long bar for a dirty Tetris, bringing him up to 128,000.
Even though this is his apt playstyle, he has been taken out of these world competitions by this very strategy before, albeit against much different players. Got to really watch it. Reliant on those dirty Tetris and getting them.
It is level 9, so there's a lot more to work.
Another dirty Tetris. So yeah, it looks like they are both going for those similar strats again. Didn't quite work out in AkAtu's favor, but that was with a freak misdrop, so hopefully he's banking on, you know, not repeating that that same issue.
Scuti transitioning into a column 4 for as well. It does slot down a Tetris, bringing him back to neutral here.
Getting those long bars, once again, right when he needs them.
Scuti 168,000 points to AkAtu 70. About half the lines there for AkAtu though, but still the pace lead in favor of Scuti.
Yep, it is early game though, so it's always good to remark on how players are doing early game, but it still isn't solidified. Scuti making some adjustments, gets the Tetris, crosses the 200,000 barrier at 90 lines.
Scuti setting himself up with a couple of line dependencies, does decide to solve one there with that J piece.
MJ in the chat giving props to AkAtu's patience with this and keeping his board optimal the whole time. Again, it is a double-edged sword with this strategy of playstyle, as we've seen. So we're not sure if he's going to pick that up midway through, past level 10 transition into the higher levels, or if he's just going to maintain this all the way through once again.
Scuti with the double long piece, but rotates it.
Oh, that's tough.
Clears it out. He really needs that long bar. There it is.
Does get it.
Nice. Good recovery from Scuti.
Just a little too quick for his own good there.
Again, we've seen that time and time again, especially in these competitions where it'll work in his favor, but it'll also sometimes work against him. A little too high up. He managed to get out of it this time.
Scuti is at 238,000 points at 111 lines.
Very nice.
AkAtu is at 109,000 points at 57.
This will be what, the third time that last second micro adjustment rotation from Scuti caused a lot of garbage high up on the board. And nothing you can't handle. Good skim. Get out of it. Doesn't opt for the triple. Going for a dirty Tetris and gets it.
Does get the line piece.
Wow.
Bring him up to 256,000. The showmanship on Scuti today.
This is the classic Scuti nerve.
Scuti says, "You think you're fast? I'm fast." To the pieces.
Going again for it.
Is playing really risky. Like, Scuti can handle this, but you can top out so quickly at these speeds.
Yeah. He's really putting his trust in his ability, which has paid off for him, but only for so long.
He does top out. 261,000.
All right. AkAtu just needs to double this 130,000 score.
He tried for the strategy again. AkAtu's a little bit high up right now, too. Playing quite aggressive on that last play, but he does open up as well. Opt for the triple.
AkAtu opting to burn it out here, saying, I'm not going to make a mistake this high up and accidentally lose this handout.
Another triple. Yeah, no room for cockiness here.
Just needs 262,000. That's 120,000 away from where he is now. Could potentially be the worst choke in Game Boy Tetris history.
Yep.
So he's burnt his stack down here to make sure that doesn't happen.
Is he that much of a showman, though, that he'll go for it? Not against Scuti.
Yeah, Scuti is not the type of person that you want to be in a decider match against.
No.
No, sir.
But again, we've seen this again. Nice T-tuck set up there for AkAtu. Every time, it really depends. Either skill can only get you so far. It all boils down to strategy. And if you got to take a gamble sometimes, but sometimes it just won't pay off for you. It did for Scuti the first time, but you can't duplicate that magic sometimes. MJ calling out AkAtu and the cat, calling him a scary pants. I think he meant scaredy pants. for not going to the decider with Scuti.
I don't know. I think AkAtu's a scary pants. He can be pretty terrifying to play against.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
My brief appearance in the Premier Division of our Game Boy Tetris League, I really got my socks knocked off by the ferocity of AkAtu's playing ability.
Yeah, although the confidence is there that he could definitely hold his own against Scuti in a decider, he's just not gonna even comprehend risking that at this point. Much to MJ's dismay. MJ's well, if I got knocked out, I want Finland to put on a good show.
All right, we passed the 200,000 mark.
Yeah, 200,000 at 100 lines. Not a great pace, but doesn't need to be to get to 261 here.
In fact, at this point, it would almost be better to not even worry about pace. Just focus on playing some good, clean Tetris.
That's exactly what he's doing.
And at level 10, Tetrises are worth 13,000. They're going to start slowly creeping up in value.
AkAtu slams down another Tetris there, 226k. Just needs 262 to clinch the win here. So barring any insane mishaps, he should have it.
Is Tetris ready? Takes the double. Again, not taking any risks, because why would you do that when you have a shot at beating Blue Scuti and into the finals?
Does block off his well here. Not that it's making much of a difference, because he is in quite the drought here. Does finally get the long bar, but the well is still blocked.
Yeah, this is just annoying more than anything.
Shouldn't be any problem on these level 12 speeds, though. Rinse it out.
Advice coming in from Cockstanny J's bird. Squawk, don't be a hero.
I think that's his 6th T-spin this game or something like that. Safe double burn there, another Tetris to follow. Should push him up very close.
Another Tetris would do it. And he's ready for it.
Wait, no, not. Doesn't take the long bar.
Look at you, what are you doing?
Okay, wanted the third.
There we go, and that does give AkAtu the win here. He will be going to the finals.
Well played, Blue Scuti. Awesome to have you on stream, but AkAtu, just a force that could not be beat in this case, and he will be moving on.
GG from joining us again in this World Championship here. Very entertaining, very good games from both players.
And the chat is freaking out.